Ever wonder what happens to unwanted cars? We're talking about the Chrysler 300 SRT 8-Core, which stripped out luxury for a budget muscle sedan, and the Kia Stinger GT Limited, a luxury sports sedan stuck with its brand's image. What went wrong? Were they too weird, too expensive, or just plain bad? Join us as we uncover the 20 worst muscle cars that dealers can't get rid of. The Chrysler 300 SRT8 was already a unique proposition. A big, comfy sedan with a monstrous 6.4-liter Hemi V8. This engine pumped out 470 horsepower, launching this luxury cruiser to 60 in just 4.5 seconds. Not bad for a car that could comfortably fit your whole family. But then Chrysler had this idea, the Core model. Strip out some of the luxury features like heated, cooled seats, navigation, and that fancy Harman Kardon sound system. Make it cheaper, right? Appeal to the budget-minded muscle enthusiast. Except it didn't quite work out. Luxury car buyers weren't interested in a stripped-down version. They either went for the fully loaded SRT8 or looked at its rivals like the Dodge Charger SRT8, which offered similar performance with a more muscular design. The 300 SRT 8-Core started at around $45,000, which wasn't exactly cheap for what you got. Next up, we have a car that tried to challenge the luxury performance establishment. The 2019 Genesis G73.3T Design Edition. Genesis, Hyundai's luxury brand, was still relatively new, but they came out swinging with the G70. Under the hood, you got a 3.3-liter twin-turbo V6 churning out 365 horsepower. The Design Edition added 19-inch wheels, Brembo brakes, a sport-tuned suspension, and even a limited slip differential. It was a serious performance machine, and critics loved it. But here's the problem. Brand recognition.
Steering wheel moves, very nice. Beautiful car.
Genesis was the new kid on the block, going up against giants like BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Audi. In the luxury market, the badge on the hood matters a lot. The G70's price didn't help either. While it was competitively priced, it wasn't significantly cheaper than its German rivals. But sometimes, even established brands can't save a car from flopping. Stick around to find out why. The Dodge Magnum SRT 8. This beast of a wagon was a throwback to when you could have your cake and eat it too. Practicality and performance in one package. That 6.4-liter Hemi V8 pumped out 470 horsepower, making this the ultimate grocery getter for those who also like to win stoplight drag races. Sadly, by 2015, any Magnum SRT 8S you found were on the used market, often with high mileage and questionable history. So why did this awesome wagon fail in the first place? Well, the wagon market was already shrinking. SUVs were taking over, offering similar space with a more rugged image. And that thirsty V8? Not exactly a selling point when gas prices were on the rise.
It doesn't like the manual mode sometimes.
The Magnum SRT8 was a victim of changing times. It's a cult classic now, a reminder of a time when wagons could be both practical and exhilarating. Ever heard of a sleeper car? It's that unassuming ride that hides a surprising amount of power. The 2016 Ford Taurus Show Performance Package was aiming for that title. It looked like your average family sedan, but under the hood was a 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 with 365 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. The SHO Performance Package also got you all-wheel drive, a sport-tuned suspension, upgraded brakes, and a throatier exhaust note. It was designed to surprise those unsuspecting sports cars that might try to challenge you at a stoplight. But here's the thing. The Taurus SHO just couldn't escape its image. It was the car your dad drove to work, not the car you took to the track. The styling was bland, almost deliberately so. And while the EcoBoost V6 was powerful, it lacked the visceral roar of a V8. In a world where image and excitement are key, the Taurus SHO just couldn't keep up. It was a capable performer, but it lacked the personality and the wow factor that buyers in this segment crave. Speaking of personality, let's check out a car that had plenty of it, but still couldn't find buyers: the Volkswagen Golf R. Let's switch gears now and talk about a car that took a different approach to performance: the 2015 Volkswagen Golf R. This hot hatchback took everything great about the standard Golf: its practicality, its versatility, and added a serious dose of performance. That turbocharged 2.0-liter four-cylinder produced 292 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque, sent to all four wheels through a sophisticated all-wheel drive system. It also had a sport-tuned suspension and a lightning-fast dual-clutch transmission, but it was expensive. The Golf R started at around $37,000, which put it in the same price range as a larger, more powerful performance cars. For many buyers, that was a lot of money for a hatchback, no matter how good it was. The Golf R's understated styling might have also played a role in its less than stellar sales. While it had some sporty touches, it still looked like a Golf at its core. Some buyers might have preferred something with a more aggressive and attention-grabbing design. Ever looked at a Chevrolet Impala and thought, this needs more menace? Well, Chevy did, because they released the 2017 Impala Midnight Edition. It came with a 3.6-liter V6, making 305 horsepower, blacked-out trim, and a somewhat sporty suspension.
A 0 to 60 time of 6 seconds demonstrates just how motivated this engine is, and it sounds good too.
But let's be real, the Impala, even with the Midnight Edition treatment, was still a big family sedan. It lacked the soul of a true muscle car. That V6, while decent, just didn't have the same growl as a V8. The Impala Midnight Edition also faced tough competition from other full-size sedans that offered similar features and performance, often at a lower price. Cars like the Toyota Avalon, Nissan Maxima, and even the Ford Taurus were vying for the same buyers. Ultimately, the Impala Midnight Edition was a decent attempt to add some sportiness to a comfortable sedan. But it seems buyers weren't convinced.
Now in its third model year, Chevy's Antelope goes dark with the available Midnight Edition appearance package.
They either wanted a true muscle car with a V8 or a more affordable family sedan with better fuel economy. But Nissan tried a similar trick with the Maxima. Did it work? Let's find out. Okay, we've got another Midnight Edition for you. The 2018 Nissan Maxima SR Midnight Edition. Nissan was going for a sportier, more youthful vibe with this one. It had the blacked-out grille, wheels, spoiler, the whole 9 yards. And under the hood, a 3.5-liter V6 with 300 horsepower, paired with a CVT transmission. Not bad, but it's still a Maxima. It's a comfortable cruiser, not a track weapon. The problem is, in this segment, you've got some serious competition. Cars like the Infiniti Q50 Red Sport 400 with its 400 horsepower twin-turbo V6. Or the BMW 340i with its refined handling and powerful engine. The Maxima, even with the sporty trim, just couldn't keep up. It's a classic case of trying to be something you're not. The Maxima SR Midnight Edition was a good car, but it wasn't a great sports sedan. And in this market, Good just doesn't cut it. Now for something completely different. The 2017 Hyundai Veloster N.